Hey everybody, it's Commander Clyde. Welcome back to another tier list update. So I'm a little bit overdue on this one because this is for 6.8. Sorry about that. I kind of forgot about it, to be honest, when Olorun came out. Just didn't remember to do this. Anyway, this was for the mid-season pad, so we got a lot to, well, not a lot necessarily. Most gods aren't going to move, but a few of them are. Anyway, keep in mind this is for duel again. In the past I have had people complain about it because they didn't know what mode it was for. They just assumed it was Conquest, and this is not for Conquest. God, no, I would never attempt to do a tier list for that mode anyway, even if I did play it more. But we're gonna just head right in and get Olorun placed down. Olorun's an interesting character. People are treating him like a magical ADC. I don't think he is, because why would he have a passive that encourages you to build as much power as you can so that you can maximize the number of hits that are getting the bonus damage on his passive? It's like, why would he be auto attack in that case when auto attack items don't give you the most power? So he's weird. He is very much skill dependent on how he can be played, and that's a big deal. A lot of the the top mage duel players like Paul and Jacob doesn't lift are very good with Olorun and win pretty much all the time with him. If you're an average skill player, that's not going to be the case with him, because skill is really important to how he's going to be played. With that in mind, I think I'm just going to go a safe, put him in S-. Oh look, you can actually put him within the tiers now, that's cool. And we'll say he's better than G Belanque, yeah. And that'll be a good spot to start off with him. So strong early game. Of course, one of his limitations is you can stand in front of him, in front of the wave, and he can't use his one on it because it stops on the first god hit. So his clear can be stopped with that. He's very bad at running away most of the time. If you can avoid the knockup from his 3, he's pretty much free. Most gods, you're really just going to play around the ultimate. And there's a lot of gods with CC immune ultimates that make his ult not that helpful to dealing with, because then you're not affected by the slow. He still gets the movement buff, or he still gets the time increase buff. So everything he does is faster, but doesn't mean you can run away. A great way to counter him is actually just get a blink and force him to ult defensively. And then you just blink to the other side of it and you can catch him that way. Anyway, moving on. Quickly going to touch on Freya's terrible right now, so I'm going to drop her all the way down here to the bottom of S. Not going to say she's an S-. That's, I think, would be a little bit too far, because down here you have gods like Chiron and Ram from Raijin, who don't necessarily, and Agni, who don't necessarily box well in that against Freya, things like that. Chiron and Ram would do alright. G Belanque and Cupid aren't great at boxing her either, I don't think, so yeah. She should beat the gods down here still, but her damage early particularly has been nerfed to the point that she's really not worth banning anymore. You can still play her if you think you're good enough, but yeah, don't waste your ban on her. Chances are she's either not going to get picked or just be so poor that she's going to get beaten by most of the gods up here, which are going to be picked more frequently as it is, so yeah. Let's see. Who else had a thing happen to them? All of you can stay where you are up here. I think. There's probably not going to be too many huge changes here. Right, Jormungandr has been nerfed quite a bit. So, drop him down to the front of A because he can beat a lot of the gods down here. Because these are a lot of melee characters and that's what he does the best against. So, he's not quite that bad, but he's been nerfed a little bit. And that's impacted his damage and his clear, so he's going to struggle. His late game is not that great because if you just get enough protections against him, he loses to a lot of things. See, that's the thing. He beats melees, but he can also lose to melees equally as easily because they can build defense and auto attack, and then he just kind of dies. It's very sad. There it is. Nike buff. Gonna pull her up right here. Don't think she could beat Guan because she doesn't have a way to interrupt his 3, obviously. So that's the cutoff there, I think, for Nike. She's slightly better since that buff, though, but she's still pretty awful. It's not great. So she's gonna stay down here in Average Town. Check out all of the stuff down here. Let's see. Yeah, these guys don't change because there's not a big enough of a change, or you could not have a sensible buff or nerf on these gods that would affect their placement. So we ignore that. This god, let's move her up to A at least. I'm not going to say that loud because YouTube doesn't like this word for obvious reasons. But anyway, Ice has got some buffs. Got more ult mitigations on her ult. Her 3 does other things now. What do they do actually? I think it's a prot shred or something. I don't remember for sure. She's slightly better now though. And they changed the spear ball so you can actually fire it at point blank. Is a pretty big deal for her cell peel. Oops. There were a lot of times you get into trouble where you'd get CC'd and not be able to get it off when you need to. So that change is important for her safety. But she's still easy to manipulate, so she's gonna stay down here in A for Average. Scroll through all these guys one more time, make sure I did not leave anybody out. Some people might ask about Set. His performance is what I expected it would be. He's going to stay in S-. He's pretty bad against warriors in general, and that's pretty tough. His DPS is really good, but warriors are the thing that keep him down here, that keep him away from the S tier. Yeah, I really don't think there's any other big changes here besides the gods we looked at. So that's gonna do it for this tier list update, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you did. Leave a comment down below about the tier list if you'd like. Other opinions are always welcome. If you think I have a god placed in the wrong spot, you can let me know, and I will think about it. Will I change where they are because you said so? Probably not, but if you make a good argument, we'll see what happens. And hopefully I will see you guys in about a month, I would guess, when Persephone is available in ranked. She's not even released in the live game yet, let alone being in ranked, so it's going to be a little bit before the next update. But I will see you guys for the next tier list then. Thanks everybody, have a good one.